studio, actually. He worked for 20th Century Fox. And by the early 1950s, he was at the end of his exclusive contract with Fox and was doing mostly second-rate movies. Some people said because of his growing devotion to the stage. We don't really know what the real answer was. He'd done 5 costume pictures in a row in those days, and he just wanted to be seen in anything but one of those powdered wigs again. Meanwhile, Fox was mostly interested in saving money any way they could. Some of the action scenes in the film, for example, were actually from Buffalo Bill, not this picture. And to save even more money, they cut Tyrone Power's salary. That didn't go well with Mr. Power, I'm sure. Despite all the problems, though, he's still one of the most charming personalities on the screen, with or without the powdered wig. Here are Tyrone Power, Cameron Mitchell, and Thomas Gomez in Pony Soldier. As I mentioned earlier, Tyrone Power was having financial difficulties when he made this movie. He decided to ask the studio for profit participation in his next contract. He wanted the same contract Jimmy Stewart had. It kind of set a new precedent for actors all over the place, but Fox was strapped for cash. And although they wanted him to continue to work for the studio, they wouldn't budge. So there it was, kind of checkmate for both players. According to his biographers, when Pony Soldier was released, a moving van pulled up to Tyrone Power's building over 20th Century Fox and removed all of his personal belongings, the accumulation of many years. And this would end one of the longest exclusive contracts in the history of Hollywood. Now this.
Next on AMC, John Wayne tracks down a communist spy ring in the espionage thriller Big Jim McLain, co-starring James Arness, next on AMC. The empire was built on a foundation of lies.
And I'm just a boy to run them right out of the tobacco business.
The rise to power would be destroyed by deception.
Your wife has dug into this company for a little more than $2 million.
Gary Cooper.
I lost everything worth having.
Lauren Bacall.
I love him.
And Patricia Neal.
When he looks at me, I know I'm a woman.
Bright Leaf. Premiering Tuesday, May 7th at 9:45 p.m. Eastern. Only on AMC.
I'm going to let you go. I don't know why, but...
This Mother's Day, AMC gives every... Only on AMC.
Hollywood premiere and joint 30th anniversary celebration for Cecil B. DeMille and Paramount Pictures. Studio boss Y. Frank Freeman heads the celebrity parade. Janet Beecher and Hedda Hopper arrive, and Dorothy Lamour escorted by Win Ricamro. Mary Martin and her husband. Or are you looking at the gown? Now, the honored guest, Cecil B. DeMille with Mrs. DeMille. Mr. DeMille's 30 years in pictures feature milestones of the screen. In 1926, the Volga Boatman starred William Boyd in an early cinema epic distinguished by the DeMille Magnificent. Male and female featured the screen's first lovely lady of the bath, Gloria Swanson. The countless stars DeMille has developed dazzle Hollywood's scintillating scene. The Ten Commandments, the rage of the nation in 1923, and DeMille's unforgettable gift to the silent screen. The waters of the Red Sea closing in on the Egyptians still ranks as one of the classic jobs of photography. Today, new milestones reap the wild wind begins another great era for master director Cecil B. DeMille.
Don't be so nervous, Mr. Smith. By this time tomorrow, women will be running the world.
A global takeover is underway.
Brain and hair washing at the same time.
Desperate times call for Derek Flint.
Shall we try diplomacy?
James Coburn, man's last chance. In Like Flint, Monday on AMC. They called him Coop.
Tell him I'll report to him in heaven, if we both get there.
He shot straight. He stood tall, and he could always be found on the side of right.
Man fights for what he believes in.
He stayed true. Join AMC for a whole day and night of Gary Cooper's movies on his birthday, Tuesday, May 7th, beginning at 6 a.m. Only on AMC. The classic movies were America's diary in a time gone by. Now you can step into the world of classic Hollywood every month with American Movie Classics magazine.
This is Hollywood in all its glory.
Each month, we bring you the magic of classic Hollywood through spectacular rare photos and intimate portraits of your favorite stars. Popular AMC hosts Nick Clooney and Bob Dorian give you an inside view of the classic Hollywood story you won't get anywhere else. Each issue gives you a full month's program listings with detailed descriptions of every feature presentation. We cover classic Hollywood like no one else. To order and save 50% off the cover price, call 1-800-535-7700 or send a check or money order to the address on your screen.
What could you say about John Wayne that hasn't been said before? He was America's larger-than-life icon whose name was synonymous with heroism and courage and loyalty and patriotism and all those other isms. There was only one thing that John Wayne himself was afraid of, and that was another ism, communism. But unlike most Americans, John Wayne could do something about it. In the late 1940s, the movie studios were reaping huge profits from John Wayne's box office appeal. If he were to produce his own films, he thought some of that money would find its way into his bank accounts. Well, for his first project, he decided to take on the Communist Party. So with that, here's John Wayne in Big Jim McLain.